Let's call this video an unexpected van problem. I'm pretty good about anticipating problems, but this one I didn't foresee, and that is my fault. I'm about to sew some side boob without, gotta be a lady on the internet. Hi, Detroit. Anyway, so my personal vehicle is a 2004 Scion. It is basically a Mario go-kart children's toy made out of plastic. It gets 100 miles to the gallon because if the wind blows, it just pushes it along. If I cut a hole in the bottom, I could easily just Fred Flintstone it and like pedal with my little feet. Anyway, the van is a different thing because the van carries my entire life, me, and my gear and everything else, and plus it's brand new and I put all these investment dollars into making it not just a cargo van but the babe bus. So, you know, whereas my Scion, the maintenance and care on it is super cheap, mostly because I don't do it. The van, I'm like diligent. She's gonna be treated differently, okay? With that said, at 3,000 miles, I was like, it is time. It is time for her first oil change. This is a big moment in any van's life, and I'm kind of anxious about it because I don't want just any man named Todd looking up her skirt. So I was ready and waiting for the little light to go on to let me know that it was, you know, ready for that moment, and that didn't happen. So I know that sometimes you can kind of push it above 3,000 miles, but then at 4,000 miles it didn't happen, and then I was getting worried. So I called the dealership back in North Carolina, and they said 5,000 miles for the ProMaster or within the first year. Well, damn, 5,000 miles is pretty good. So right now I'm up to 4,804, and so I am a bit early. However, I am taking a couple days to regroup in the city that I graduated from, and so I just thought this would be a good time since it's a little bit more metropolitan, and I'd have other options to choose from to shop around for the best price and for the right Todd to, you know, fill up the van. So I started calling around, and it occurred to me that, you know, she's a big girl, and so it might not be just as simple as pulling up to get an oil change. And I said, ProMaster 2500 cargo van, and they were like, nope, here's the issue. And this is the issue that by the third one I called, I was starting to get really nervous, is she's very tall, plus that damn air conditioning unit, which I love when it's this hot out and I can get air conditioning, but it does make the van very tall, and she's heavy. So the problem is, if the cargo bay doors aren't tall enough to get her through the door, then the bay itself is not tall enough to lift her up. And then I had one guy who said, I'll be perfectly honest with you, I just don't want to put that much weight on my lift. And which I get, you know, and they were all like, well, how much does it weigh? And I said, I don't know, this much? I have no idea. A lot. She weighs a lot. I can't lift her up. Okay, that's how much she weighs. So this was not looking very good. Now I know that there's a solution to this. I have found one place besides the dealership because I'm not trying to fork over all my money. But the one spot where I'm gonna take her there now, and if it works, I will be able to offer a solution. But that said, it's not just cut and paste like a normal vehicle. And I will also quick mention that AAA screwed me over again. You know, I thought I did plenty of homework in wanting to get a AAA membership. Now, if you remember, they would not come to help me when I was stuck in the sand. And then part of the reason that I got it was because you allegedly, reporters love that word allegedly because it's our way of saying I'm not responsible for anything I have to say. So allegedly, you get all these discounts, and one of them was on oil changes. Fantastic. So I go to use the damn thing, and no, it's just oil changes in your state or your area. Because, you know, how valuable is it to be someone who drives a lot that needs AAA that only keeps the car in their area? It's just worthless. I will never, ever, ever, ever get another membership with them again, and I hope they see this video. Okay, let's go take my little girl to get her first doctor's appointment and pray to God that they can get underneath her, because we're at that mark, 5,000 miles. Let's go. Shit. Jiffy Lube was my solution. It won't fit. It won't fit in the bay. It's because of that damn air conditioner. There has got to be a way to do this. I know that you can do oil changes on the ground, but like they don't want to do it. Shit. Jiffy Lube, I was so confident that they would be able to do this because they work underneath, and they said they could. I told them how big the van was and they were like, yeah, just bring it over. And I get there and they're like, no, take it away. Oh my gosh, I spent my whole day trying to find an effing oil change. And I saw Pep Boys and I looked at how big the bays were and I thought, I think she can get in there. They saved the day. They could not actually get it in the bay, but they were willing to do a ground oil change, which not many places were willing to do. Anyway, so like an hour and a half later, she is signed, sealed, and delivered, and I really thought that it was going to be very expensive. It was $52 for synthetic, and you need synthetic, it will last longer. Synthetic oil change, 52 bucks. Now remember, once upon a time, when Casey was just a new YouTuber and we talked about why I got the ProMaster and not the Sprinter, the Sprinter oil changes are rumored to be upwards $300, $400 because it's a whole big complicated system. I wish I knew how to change my own oil, but I feel like I know how to do a lot of things myself, and some things I'm just willing to hire somebody else to do. And for $52, I will let those guys handle it. So they took her in. She's all ready to go. We topped off all the fluids. But what a thing. Like, I didn't forecast that. I didn't see ahead that far. Anyway, and on top of that, I was entertained for an hour and a half by one of the staff members who is a conspiracy theorist who told me all about how the world was going to end. Like, nothing normal ever happens to me. I just want to get an oil change. If you're curious to know, I'll tell you how the world is going to end according to the guy at Pet Boys. Otherwise, they were amazing. They were great, and they understood my plight. So, I can get on with my day now, but listen, if this is something to forecast, if you are going to get on the road with your van conversion, if you want to go to the dealership, that's fine, but otherwise, you need to be a bit strategic. I think I'm hitting every pothole possible on this road. What a pain in the ass. You need to be a bit strategic because you're going to have to find an oil change location where the bays are enough to accommodate the height of your ride. And it may be worth, and I wish I had done this, calling around to some different chains in your area and asking, or even just driving it and seeing if you can fit it in, especially if you have fans or AC units on the top, and then going to or pursuing those places when you're out on the road. So that you do not sink a whole day into chasing mechanics around and trying to squeeze the van into their bays. Oh, I swear. I need a Coke Zero. I'll see y'all later.